Peace and blessings, collective. It's your girl Hadida coming to you again from this red tent. It is the second night of the new moon in Pisces. I'm excited because it is the time that we are using to push all of what we desire for the rest of 2021 and into the beginning of next year, 2022, into the universe. This is a super exciting time because it's like the universe is giving us a reset button to like restart everything that we didn't accomplish thus far this new year. As you can see, I'm overjoyed, and I figured today that we would talk a little bit about scripting. In the previous video, if you did not see it, make sure you go and check it out. I'll link it right here. In that video, we talked about a lot of the traits that the Pisces new moon carries and basically the benefits of manifesting during this Pisces new moon energy. And so today we're going to actually talk about scripting, which is one of those forms that I talked about. Scripting, if you don't know, is basically writing down everything that you desire in your book, your journal that you find, and basically calling out to the universe everything that you want to manifest in your life, but you're using it and you're saying it in present tense. The first thing that we should talk about before we even get into scripting and how to script is the idea of gratitude. And gratitude is simply something that if you don't put forth to the universe and if you don't already show gratitude for what you have, it's really hard to manifest, because it's kind of saying I'm already at lack for everything that I want and I don't believe that anything else is coming in, so universe don't bless me. Wherein if you put forth the energy of gratitude, it raises your vibrations and therefore makes it way easier for you to manifest. If you aren't familiar with manifestation and how to manifest, manifestation works off of your energy. So if you aren't already in a high vibration, if you aren't already zenned out, basically, and joyous, then it's really hard to call to you what you want. It actually will manifest more of the sadness because it brings to you what you're feeling and what you're emotionally harping on. And then after we basically bask ourselves in the gratitude for everything that we already have, then we can move into asking the universe what we want. The second thing I want you to know is what you feel and think about, you bring about. If you're familiar with The Secret, then you've probably heard the saying, what you think about, you bring about. But I myself add feel, right? So what you feel and think about, you bring about. And this goes back into what we were talking about with gratitude. If you don't have that joy and that feeling of happiness and of excitement and of intense gratitude, and if you also aren't thinking about what you want in the present tense, then you will not manifest what it is, because manifestation is all about the energy that we hold, right? And the energy that we push into something. So really, people think it's a whole lot of what you're doing, but in the flip side of that, it's really about what you're thinking and what you're feeling. Have you ever been in a state where you were like sad and you were like, man, I really don't feel good, and next thing you know, if it seems like something else crazy is happening, and then an hour later something else crazy is happening, and an hour later something else crazy is happening? That's because the universe is intensifying that energy that you're pushing out of, oh man, my day is screwed up, like my day can't get any worse. It's pushing out that energy of my day can't get any worse, and it's basically actually helping you to see that your day can get worse. But if you were having a good day on the flip side and you were like, man, I'm having an awesome day, everything is moving right for me. It seems like you get to work much quicker. There's no traffic. Your kids are on their best behavior. Your significant other or your spouse, mate, whatever it is, it's like, oh, how was your day? And y'all are meeting each other with joy. Y'all are greeting each other. So we have to realize that inside of us, we hold the power to manifest whatever we think about, whatever we feel, whatever we set our mind and our attentions to, we have the power to bring it. Also, another example of that is inventors, right? So imagine a time when there was nothing that existed in the world other than a couple of people and some plants. And so somebody's mind, right, totally came up with the idea of the phone that we have, the house that we live in, the light bulb that we use, the food that we eat, the way that we eat it, the trucks that, and cars that we drive, the way that we get around, airplanes, transportation. All of these things came about because of somebody's thinking and their thought process. So we have to know that whatever we think, we can manifest, right? And that not only can we manifest it, we will manifest it. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to rehearse in your mind and practice positive thought rehearsal, because positive thought rehearsal basically affirms everything that you want by constantly thinking about it in a positive state. The next thing that I want to talk about with scripting before we get into it is there's 2 times that I suggest to most of the people that I work with about manifestation. And the 2 times that I personally use is before I get out of bed in the morning, when I'm still laying down and I just woke up and I'm still kind of in a dreamy state, or right before I go to bed. Now, I'm going to say to you, if you are not familiar with it, between the hours of 2 and 6 a.m. is the most profound time to put all of your thoughts and your intentions and your emotions out into the universe. There's something spiritually that activates around 2 to 6 a.m. in the morning. And if you are working on manifestation, then my first suggestion to you is that the week that you're trying to manifest what you want, or for the days that you're manifesting that you want, that you get in the practice of waking up extremely early. Because when you wake up early in the morning, you get up, you do your prayer, your meditation, whatever your form of worship is, and your form of gratitude, right? Because prayer is a way of showing gratitude and thankfulness. You don't just ask for what you want in prayer. You also started out by saying, I'm grateful, Most High, Allah, God, whatever your person or universe, whatever your thought and your belief pattern is. But you start out with, I'm grateful for such and such, and then you ask for what you want, right? So when you wake up in the morning and you do your prayer and you do your meditation, while you're meditating, you're going to envision what you want happening to you. You're going to feel the feelings of what it's like when you're sitting there and, for example, you manifest in your car, when you're sitting there and you drive in an expressway in your car, you honk the horn, you look at the person you wave next to you, you drive to your favorite store to buy a pocketbook, you take your children to the park, whatever it is that you are planning on doing with this car, when you get it, you're going to think about it in meditation. And then right after that, you're going to do the scripting exercise that I'm getting ready to share with you guys, because what that's going to do is going to be like stamping it into the universe and saying, okay, universe, I done thank you for what I have. I've prayed for what I want. I've meditated and saw it come, and I'm stamping into the universe saying that it's mine, and I'm affirming that it's going to be here and there's no delay in the amount of time. And then the second time that you can use to manifest is if you are getting ready to go to bed. Now, a lot of people do this as a way to kind of unwind and just rethink over their day, and use the manifestation journal as a way to write down everything that you've attained thus far, and then still push out to the universe what you want. So there's 2 different forms, but the way that I use is I wake up early in the morning between the hours of 2 and 6, and I say to the universe and to the Most High, this is what I'm looking for, and this is what I'm affirming I'm calling into my life. My next tip that I want to tell you is to get yourself some crystals. When I do my manifestation work, I use crystals because I'm a person that's very attached to them and their healing powers. But this right here is an amethyst, and then here I also have a clear quartz. And so when I'm writing, I place my crystals in my hand, which it will be my left hand because, I write with my right, but I place my crystals in my hand and I just sit there and I feel that vibration of what I'm using. Now, the reason why I use clear quartz crystal, for those of you who don't know, clear quartz crystal is good at clearing out negative energy. It's good at dispersing negative thoughts. It has the ability to do some be used in healing as well. And then the amethyst is actually a crystal that is intuition based, right? And works with the crown chakra. So I hold my amethyst because I'm putting out to the universe, I'm calling this, I'm calling something to me, and I'm using my mind power. So I'm using and holding my amethyst crystal while I'm working on my manifestation, because it's basically saying to the universe, I am clearing out all negative energy that may be there stagnating what I want, and I am calling towards me with my mind power all that I have through the amethyst crystal, and therefore using the power of crystals to help in my manifestation work. So now we're going to actually jump into scripting itself. So the first thing that you're going to need with scripting is you're going to need a journal. Now, this journal is the journal that I carry in the red tent. It says Make It Happen. It's the journal that all of the women that are in the red tent uses for manifestation, and it's actually part of the kit that I'm giving away this new moon season. If you did not see the other previous video where I talked about all that, look at the video ahead. But you do have an opportunity, if you are a subscriber, to enter into the giveaway for the new moon manifestation kit. But I digress. So this book is basically the Make It Happen journal, and obviously, you know, we're putting out into the universe what we want to attain and what we want to have. But if you don't have this particular journal, then get yourself any journal. You want to get a journal that you feel drawn to, that you love the way it looks, that it feels royal, it feels vibrant, it feels like exactly what you would use to manifest something, right? Because you got to think that when we manifesting, we're vibing off of the energy that we're putting out. So if I'm using a royal looking book and the front of it says Make It Happen, and I open it up and, you know, it has beautiful pictures of the things that I want to attain, which we're going to talk about tomorrow. So if you don't know about manifestation journaling, make sure you come back here again tomorrow. And if you're watching this after the new moon in Pisces, which is in March, make sure that you click the next video that I will link here. But when you are manifesting, you want to, you know, look at this beautiful book, see the pictures of what you're calling into the universe, and then begin to write. And so the next thing that I want to tell you is that I get myself a pen that is beautiful, and then I program to bring to me whatever I want. And this pen is actually carried on this red tent as well. It's part of the manifestation tools of the new moon and the full moon. And so if you don't have one that's royal to you, go check it out. But this pen is the one that I use, and so I program this pen to basically bring to me all that I want. We got to understand that pens, words, writing are all ways of bringing to us what we want, right? What we're speaking out, we bring to ourselves. What we write out, we bring to ourselves. What we affirm in our thoughts, we bring to ourselves. So I program, and I teach the women in the red tent to program their pen. And I basically hold it in my palms because your palms actually have a chakra spinning in it. I don't know if you know that, but it's one of the minor chakras in the body. So your palm actually is holding the energy and the power to manifest what you want, because we do and we work on things with our hands, and that's the way that we are calling to us. So all of these are things that we got to remember and be mindful of when we're working on manifestation work. But I'm holding this pen in my hand, and I basically do a little bit of programming, and the programming looks like, for example, pen, I'm using you and I'm calling into manifestation and into fruition all that I desire. You will help to bring everything that I want into my life. I am grateful for you. This is a beautiful pen. You are beautiful. And the reason why I chose you is because the things that I am manifesting in my life are beautiful. And I know that this is the perfect tool for calling into my life what I want. Now, I know this looks crazy. I know that it sounds crazy, but trust me, everything that I've manifested, I've used my sacred pen, and everything that I've called into my life, I've programmed it to do so. And everything that I've called into my life, I've programmed the items that I'm using to do so. So there's power in what I'm telling you. You can use it, you can not use it, but I'm trying to help you get somewhere. So after I program my pen, then I start my journaling. And journaling is going to look like, find your first, free page, and the first thing that you're going to write down is you're going to write the date, because you want to keep track of the day that you are calling this thing into fruition, so that when you go back in your notes, you're going to actually write down when it comes into fruition. You're going to go back and you're going to write down the day that it all manifests what's on that list. So first thing that you're going to write is the date. And so the date today is March 13th. So you're going to make sure that you write March 13th down. And then underneath that, you're going to write your gratitude statement. And your gratitude statement is going to look like a statement that says, universe, I am so grateful for, and then you're going to write the things that you are so grateful for. So it could be that house, that car, your children, your breath, your life. The fact that we are living still after the year that we had in 2020, this COVID-19, and the craziness that's been happening, and the different protests that have gone on. We want to give thanks and we want to give praise to whatever form of power you believe in. I believe in the Most High. I also believe in, the power that I have to co-create, but I believe in the Most High. So I'm going to say, Most High, I'm grateful for the life that I have, the breath that I have in my lungs, the family that I have, whatever the things are that you're grateful for. Come up and write at least 3 things, okay? And then after you write those 3 things, then you're going to write the things that you want to manifest underneath. And when I do this, I use bullet points. I hand draw my bullet points because there's something about the ability to check off something when you attain it, or when you complete the task, that is so gratifying. And it then enforces the energy of gratitude back into the universe and back into what you're doing. And then after you do that, you're going to say, and it is so, and with an explanation point. And the and it is so is an affirmation that is there. And notice I said that it's there and not that it's coming, because once again, we're working off of the vibration of everything being in the present. And that's another thing. If you are not used to gratitude writing and manifestation with scripting, everything that you say and that you do is using the I am statement. You're using the I am. So I am manifesting such and such, or I am so grateful that this thing is in my life. I am so grateful that I obtained the house of my dreams. Man, it feels beautiful when I'm walking around in my room and I get a chance to, make up my bed for the first time, and I throw those fresh pillows on there, and I put that plushy blanket that I wrap me and my children, or me and my significant other, up in, and man, it feels good to be able to have my own space to create the way that I want, because I own my own business, and to be able to feed my family, because we're grateful that we have a roof over our heads, and so many people are homeless right now. I mean, you could just go on and on and on, but you're saying it in the I am, which is affirming to the universe, I am currently in the process of having this, it's already here, therefore the power of manifestation, and it sucks to you exactly what you want. And then in your journal, you're going to draw a little line on the top line, and this is going to be the date when everything in your manifestation journal actually came to fruition, and the day that you attained what it is that's on that list. So I particularly set a course of 30 days that I am calling something towards me, because at the new moon of every single month, I start over, right, with a new intention. Now, I want to say to you, if you're finding that what you're calling forth is not manifesting, that you're not having success with your manifestation work, it's because somewhere in your mind is still this sense of doubt. Somewhere in your mind, you still don't believe that you should have this. You still don't believe that it's possible, or you still don't believe that you're worthy of attaining what it is that you want. So when you are doing your manifestation work, make sure that you are writing down everything in the I am state, and that you're raising your vibration before you go into journaling, and before you go into scripting the things that you want, and before you start, make sure that your vibration is high, because that high vibration is what's going to bring everything to you, as I stated before. But people get frustrated when they don't attain it. And I think the biggest thing for us to remember is, a lot of times when you get ready to stop, and when you get ready to stop pushing out that energy to the universe that this particular thing is there, or when you get ready to give up on what it was, that's when it actually shows up. I can't say that enough. It actually shows up, and it lands itself, in your account, or, in your pocket, or whatever it is that you manifest in your front yard, whatever you want to manifest for yourself, it lands itself in your life right when you were getting ready to give up. Because it's not based upon the time frame that you say, it's based upon the time frame that the universe brings it. But the power behind the thoughts, and the power behind the words that you're using, and the power behind the energy that you're pushing forth to what you are manifesting, is significant in speeding up or delaying what you are looking for. So you got to make sure that in your vocabulary, you're not using I want, I'm trying to, I'm thinking about, if I could get, I'm needing. These are all vibrations, and these are all words that says I don't have it yet. And so you're affirming to the universe that it's not here yet, therefore it delays it. But if you say I currently have, or I am, or I obtained, or I manifested such and such, it's going to draw it to you, and it's going to draw it quickly. Okay, and then the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to close up your book, and you're going to thank the universe for your gratification book. You're going to thank the universe for everything that's coming towards you. So you say, you know, I am grateful for you, book, because you give me a way to be able to write everything that I'm manifesting into my life. I can draw it to myself. And, you know, without you, it would not be possible. You give gratitude to everything in your life, because if you don't have gratitude, then you don't deserve more. Not having gratitude is like saying to the universe, oh, I'm good without anything else, because I can't even be grateful for and thankful for what I already have. And if somebody has given you something and they aren't grateful for what you just gave them, would you give them more? No. We'd be like, oh, I'm not giving you nothing else, baby. That's the last time you ever got to worry about me giving you anything, because it feels horrible for you to give somebody something and them not to be grateful. And so the Most High is the same way. If you don't have a sense of gratefulness towards everything that you're getting, if the universe is the same way, whatever your thought pattern is, if you don't have a sense of gratefulness about you and you aren't grateful for what it is, it's like, oh, okay, well, then let her be without then. She don't need. And then you're stuck there without having. So the last thing is that you want to take the crystals that you've been holding in your hands this whole time, and that you've been, you know, feeling pulsating. For me, I actually do feel my crystals pulsate when I'm writing, and maybe it's because I'm squeezing the hell out of them. I don't know, but I definitely feel them bad boys pulsating in my hand, you know, when I'm using crystals. So I take my 2 crystals and I sit them on top of my book, and it's like stamping into my book everything that I was thinking, that I was feeling, that I was enjoying the vibration of. I stamp it into my book, and then I sit my book up on a sacred place there. So if you have a prayer room, if you have a sacred space, then you put your book there, and then you sit this book there, and next time you come to do your manifestation work, or the next time you want to write what you're grateful for, you put it into, you pick this book up, your crystals up, and you do it all over again. And it is basically programming the book, programming the crystals, programming the universe that I'm coming to you, and you only when I want to manifest. You know, don't be grabbing any random paper, a 3x5 card, and, you know, a paper out of a dirty notebook. Make this notebook, make this paper, make this pen, make these crystals designated for bringing to you everything that you desire, and watch everything that you want rush in and be delivered right to you. Okay, my dear family, I am grateful that you guys joined me for another video. I hope that you found this to be helpful to you and everything that you were trying to do at this time and manifest into your life. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to push the subscribe button if you have not already, because I don't want you to miss out all the freaking tips that I'm giving to you for the new and the full moon. I mean, come on. All right, I love you guys. I want to say peace.